see really what would be the equivalent of the second balcony, even though there are no balconies per se in this building. It's very dark up top.
There's enough lighting there for Mike Mathis, though. He looks kind of cute, doesn't he?
Yeah. Interesting shooting background for the Celtics, not what they're used to seeing. We'll see whether that has any effect in the early going.
You know, we got an old friend on the coaching staff of the Clippers, Don Chaney.
The Duck.
Well, I wonder who's going to guard Larry Bird. Junior Bridgman?
Got a spot on the floor that needs a little house cleaning. I know I was talking to some of the Clipper broadcasters earlier, and they thought that Lanham was going to put Michael Cage on him.
Well, that'll be an interesting matchup.
Yeah, it would be. Let's see how it turns out. Tap is controlled by the Celtics, and we're underway in L.A. DJ, quick pull-up. Danny Ainge, an offensive board, and he pulls it back out. Bird and Parrish will now join the offense. Nixon and Derek Smith right now taking a shot at Bird. Walton gets him in the switch. Ainge, a height advantage. Good look underneath. DJ has to come out baseline.
Boy, they're all kind of zoning it.
DJ, another leaner. Can't get that off the glass, and there's Cage with the rebound. Great body on this kid, Michael Cage, number 44. Norman Nixon to start it off for the Clippers. No score here, just underway if he just checked in. Alley-oop to Smith. In traffic. Got it. Derek Smith.
Pretty tough stuff when you run an alley-oop for a guard.
Yeah, well, he's a 6'6" guard and a strong one, too. Little jump hook. Maxwell can't tie it up. Another board by Ainge, and it won't go. Danny was looking for a foul. Walton gets it out in the break, and a traveling violation on Bill Walton.
And Walton looks up the court and says, if you'd kept running, you would have had the pass. He's very good at the outlet pass to start fast breaks.
That old koozie trick. Throw it in front of him, huh?
Yeah, let him go get it.
Max spins on Cage. Still won't roll in. Stopped out of bounds. Clipper basketball.
Well, Celtics have had a couple of pretty decent shots, but have yet to crack the net.
And he gave a foul to Cedric Maxwell on that play, so he picks up his first. Ainge has got Nixon. Parrish is out on Walton. Bird is going to chase Junior Bridgman. Here's Walton. Little fall away, and the foul is going to go on Robert Parrish.
You know, Walton is a very, very fine offensive player. You know, he doesn't have those great scoring statistics, but he's got the shots. A turnaround jumper, he can take it strong to the middle, and he's got the intelligence to know when to take the correct shot. And I mentioned before that great passing ability of his allows them to hit the post, cut to the basket. When he was up in Portland in that very, very disciplined offense that Jack Ramsey had, he was fantastic.
Certainly plays with a lot of intensity, too. 4-0 Clipper lead here.
He made Twosdick an all-pro.
Yeah, he certainly did. And you're not kidding. You can see Walton's almost playing a zone in the middle. Again, the Celtics want to use Maxwell on Cage, and Cage rejects it. Nixon, loose ball.
Good defense on Cage's part. Took away Maxwell's hook shot.
Nixon can't hit outside. Parrish in traffic. And a jump ball call by Mike Mathis.
Well, the Celtics better hang in there on that defensive board. They thought Parrish had it, and the rest of them took off up the court, perhaps for a fast break. But Smith tied up Robert Parrish. There you see it.
Back live, Cage control the half and knocks it home. Right now, the Clippers are working on a shutout. 6-0 here. 2 minutes gone. The Celtics yet to score. Ainge, they go to Parrish this time. Roberts turnaround. No. Cage again, the board, and let's see what the foul is going to go. And Bill Walton picks it up. He's not happy with the call.
Well, I'm sure he likes being back here in Los Angeles. Spent several years up in Portland, then down San Diego. This is where he made his collegiate fame. And the Celtics are ice cold.
I guess so. Boston had a little trouble getting out of Phoenix this morning. Tom and I came out from Boston. The Celtics in Phoenix last night. And a lot of rain and fog there. Get in about 1:30 this afternoon.
Danny Ainge is going to have a tough time keeping Nixon in front of him. Very nifty with the ball.
Likes that pull-up shot, and Bridgman, as most fans know, it's going to be a travel on Walton as he took a little stutter step. Nixon can take that pull-up jumper, as can Bridgman. Bird popping out on Derek Smith. Gets low to Parrish. Got it.
A nice roll across the lane. And Walton got rooted behind Parrish. Bird picked it up right away.
3 points for the Chief, and that's the Celtic total so far. 3-point Clipper lead with 9 minutes to play here first quarter. Parrish has Nixon in a switch and DJ in a mismatch with Walton. Here's Nixon open. The rebound of Bird.
Well, that's the type of thing that Walton does. He'll find the open man.
Bullet pass, and Walton was waiting for it. 3-on-2 Clipper break. Bridgman's pull-up. (8-3) LA.
Well, the Celtics don't appear to want to really push that ball up and run it up the court.
Derek Smith so far doing a pretty good job of denying defense on Larry Bird. Now they get Bird baseline, back to Max, reject Walton, out of bounds, Celtic ball.
Walton read that all away, saw Maxwell cutting. Casey Jones very unhappy. Here's Bird, looks for Maxwell, and watch Walton come in from the right side of your screen. Maxwell sort of semi-wards him off, but it's Boston's ball out of bounds.
Ainge from the corner, got it.
As bad as they've been shooting, they're only 3 down.
Yeah. Bridgman around Maxwell. Jr. dumps it off finally to Cage. Power move, no. A loose ball, here comes Danny. Gets it ahead to Max, off to DJ. 2.
Now that time they made it work, the fast break.
And the Celtics quickly back to within 1. Walton trying to set up shop. They go to Bridgman outside.
Well, there's a guy that can really kill you. Well, Maxwell was wide open. Bird spotted him, and Maxwell just pulled up and stopped running.
And Casey Jones wants to talk things over here. 7:43 left to play here first quarter. It is loud here in the sports arena. 10-7 Clippers.
Don. Hey, Don. Can you call out the replays? There's only one monitor out here, and if we're looking the other direction, we don't know that it's going on, you know? Right. Okay, thank you. What? Yeah, but we're looking down that way. He's got to tell us. I mean, the stage director's trying to tell us he may hear it coming, but he's way the hell tucked in the corner. And, okay.
Hey, Don, see if you can do something about the replays there, will you?
Get your check on the replays going, will you, please? And the monitor is about 2-3 people away from me. And once the ball goes up the other end of the court,
Bitch.
What differentiates time, 20-second timeout? What does the ref do? Anything different? Just let you know it's
Welcome back to Los Angeles. As you can see, the Celtics there just breaking their timeout. Huddle 10-7. Clippers on top by 3, jumping out to a quick 6-0 lead before the Celtics got on track. I'm not quite sure whether they are on track yet.
Well, it looks like their heads are still on the airplane coming from Phoenix. And that's what happens when you go on the road. Here the Clippers playing at home in front of their largest crowd in a long, long time. They want to take this one. Celtics have to get ready and get into it.
Ainge, a good job of staying with Nixon now. Nixon loses him and gets Walton on the little pick and roll.
Excellent pass. And really a fine shot by Walton. Never brought the ball down. Put it off the glass lefty.
5-point Clipper lead. Maxwell and Cage really battling each other. Celtics now find Larry Bird. They were having a little difficulty doing that. Comes up short on a jumper. Bridgman far side. Good move on DJ. Rebound to Maxwell. Up ahead. Here comes DJ and Bird on a break. Ainge free far side. DJ finds him. Long rebound to Bridgman. Here comes Nixon the other way. Nixon. Quick little stutter step move. That's his. DJ reject rather by Bird on Michael Cage. Lynham jumped off the bench looking for a foul. And Bird hits on the other end.
Bird was just sitting there waiting for Cage to put it on the glass and knocked it away.
First hoop of the night for Larry. 12-9. Clippers by 3. Walton in a high post. And Bird slaps it away from Cage out of bounds. Clippers will keep it.
I'll tell you, Cage had great position on Larry that time and had nudged him right underneath the basket. Larry's lucky to knock it out of bounds.
LA with a little double stack on both sides, and then the two backline men exchange. Bridgman can't hit from the corner, and that's his shot. Up ahead, DJ has a step on the field, pulls up, long with that one, loose out of bounds, and it's going to be LA ball.
Off the bench comes Kevin McHale.
Kevin trying to get in on that exchange, and they wouldn't let him.
They should have. The ball had not been handled.
Bullet pass low, too hard for Walton to handle.
Almost went in off the glass.
Yeah. Celtics find the Chief in the middle, and they call travel on Robert Parrish.
Walton was sitting right on Parrish's right hand, waiting for him to go right or take the fall-away jump shot. That's how smart Walton can be, and Parrish recognized it, decided instead of taking the lefty, he'd put it on the floor and try and go up strong against Walton, and he walked.
Kevin McHale is in the ball game now, and Cedric Maxwell goes to the bench. Marcus Johnson's about to come in for L.A. Quite a bonus for L.A. now, Tom, to have Marcus Johnson coming off the bench. Nixon for 2.
Great pick by Walton. And Robert Parrish has been semi-jumping out and switching on to Nixon, and that time left Danny naked.
DJ, quick step. 4 points for Dennis. Celtics trail by 3. 5 minutes left to play here first quarter, and the Clippers have come ready to play. Nixon again. Rebound slapped out of bounds as Bird got flattened by Cage. It's going to be Celtic ball, and here comes Marcus Johnson in for Junior Bridgman.
And he's been hampered with a hamstring, but here's Nixon working on Danny Ainge. Well,
it's quite a move.
Doing a dance.
Yeah.
And Larry up and got knocked from behind by Cage. Could have called a foul on that.
I mean, Cage has just got an all-world frame, I'll tell you. DJ deep in the corner. Chief keeps it alive nicely. Dennis had a thought of going baseline, now pulls it back out. Bird's trying to get loose of Marcus Johnson, and the foul is going to be on Marcus over the top.
No, as bad as the Celtics are playing, they just seem to not be able to get it in gear. They're only down 3 points.
Well, the Clippers had Derek Smith earlier on Bird. Ainge got it. And now that Marcus Johnson has come into the lineup, he has picked up Larry. Walton turns and faces up. Whoa, whoa, that was long, I'll tell you. Bill doing a little.
Well, that was an air ball by about 5 feet.
That certainly was. Second foul on Marcus Johnson called in the rebound action as you see Casey Jones up. I mean, this is long, folks.
And Parrish really didn't bother him either. Wow. That's an air ball.
Bird's quick turnaround. No. Cage there for the rebound. Cage is averaging about 10 boards a game over the last 2 or 3 weeks since he became a starter. Derek Smith, one of the few guards in the league who might have a little size on Dennis. Smith's turnaround. No. Walton, good follow.
Got right inside Robert Parrish. Simply out quick the Chief. Big hoop.
6 points for Walton, who's averaging just 10 a game along with 10 rebounds. Bird, a great up fake. Parrish to follow.
You know, he's getting great position on the weak side, Robert Parrish, on the offensive board. Everybody runs to Bird, the penetration. Instead of him going to try and get the ball, he's just hanging on the weak side, waiting for the shot to go up and tip it in. He's done that a couple of times last few games.
3:10 left to play here. First quarter, Clippers by 1. Smith was looking for Walton. Now he finds him. Bill and Larry Bird thought he was right on the ball, but Mike Mathis says no, and Bird giving Mathis a stare. Jimmy Lynam wants a timeout this time. 2:59 left to play as we take a look at that foul by Larry Bird. Clippers by 1, 16-15. We'll be back.
Listen, you think you can call the replays out? Listen. I haven't got too many good crowd shots yet. This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Boston Celtics and is intended solely for the private non-commercial use of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Boston Celtics and Sports Channel is prohibited. Announcers on this broadcast are selected by Sports Channel and approved by the Boston Celtics. 2:59 left to play here. Quarter number 1. 16-15. Clippers by 1. And Bill Walton will be at the free throw line. The Celtics have got McHale, Parrish, Bird, Ainge, and DJ out there. The Clippers have Walton, Cage, Nixon, Derek Smith, and Marcus Johnson. And now Cage will take a breather, and Harvey Catchings checks in. And there is look at the Easy Rider himself. You got a pretty capable backup center in Donaldson, these Clippers.
Neither team shooting particularly well. The Celtics 7 out of 20, just 35%. And the Clippers 7 out of 16, 43%.
And even in rebounds, 11 apiece.
And Walton with 8 points. The Clipper lead 3. Marcus Johnson still on Bird. McHale got an advantage down low on Catchings. Along with the jumper. Walton right there. Gets it out nicely on the break to Nixon. Well, he is one of the best with that quick outlet pass. Derek Smith cold so far, and DJ clears on the weak side. Looping it into McHale, and he couldn't get the handle.
A little bit too much mustard on that, as McHale was still fighting for position. It's like he couldn't rub his head and pat his belly at the same time.
4th turnover on the Celtics. Marcus doing a little point guard routine here. Scott Wedman will be coming in next whistle. Seeing some early action tonight. Marcus Johnson unable to hit. Good offensive board. Derek Smith.
Well, that's what he does very, very well. Comes in and burns you with those extra offensive rebounds and helping to make this club pretty formidable in that department.
Parrish over Walton. No. Another board for Walton, who's having a big night on the glass.
Harvey doesn't want to handle it.
No.
Pulls up, gives it to Nixon.
That's why Harvey's been around so long. He doesn't make those mistakes. James Donaldson will also check in here in a minute.
Boy, they're working this pick and roll to death.
Nixon, no roll. Boy, neither side can hit anything from the outside. Here comes Bird. Final minute and a half here of the first quarter. Parrish bumped by Walton. And kind of a late call by Mike Mathis. He's getting quite a stare from Walton.
Well, Casey talking to Mel Whitworth saying it was right in front of you. Why don't you call it? And it was called by Mike Mathis on the outside.
Yeah.
Watch this as Walton bodies him. Parrish stops and he just moves them and keeps moving them.
Okay, now watch. See the late call in the left corner of your screen.
Left of your screen, and Whitworth was standing right in front of it and never blew his whistle.
Walton comes to the bench. Second personal foul on Bill. McHale over Catchings. No, but the foul will be on Catchings. Mathis with the call this time.
Has Whitworth got a whistle?
He has.
Wow.
He wants to get in the flow of the game first, though.
We'll take 2 off his number. His number's 29.
And we're going to see Greg Kite early in the ball game, too, as Kevin McHale steps to the line. 20-15, Clippers by 5. Make it 4. First point of the night for Kevin. Kite comes in. Robert Parrish will go to the bench. Chief had 5 points. Carlos Clark also in the lineup, so Casey making maximum use of his bench. You shouldn't be surprised at that, given the fact that the Celtics have been in this just brutal stretch of back-to-back games. Ainge, the only starter left on the floor. Marcus down low in traffic, and a foul on either Kite or Wedman. Give it a Kite.
Well, Kite made the good move, picked up Marcus Johnson, and you can see Marcus underneath. Good up fake. Kite stood his ground and just reached in at the last instant, hit the ball, but Whitworth blew his whistle.
Yeah, that's one of those because you're Greg Kite covering Marcus Johnson. The foul's got to be on you.
Who did call that foul?
I think Mathis called it. Yeah, I think you're right, Tom. I'm not sure Mel has blown anything yet.
Where did he work last night?
4-point LA lead.
Left his game in the river.
McHale. Here comes Donaldson over to help. Looks for Clark on the cut. It wasn't there. Wedman able to track it down. Celtics down to 5 on the shot clock. Kite. Nice look to find Scotty Wedman in a foul. Good look by Greg Kite with just 3 seconds on the shot clock to find Wedman on the cut.
And if Wedman, watch this, he takes it to the middle. Greg Kite, number 50, was going to spin at the last instant, spots Wedman, and Wedman got tripped from behind. So it'll be 2 shots, but heads-up play by Greg Kite.
And that's the 3rd foul on Marcus Johnson.
They're writing a lot of stuff in the paper that Casey perhaps doesn't have confidence in Greg Kite. But here he is playing him in the first quarter of a pretty crucial game for the Celtics.
Yeah, the Celtics come in at 24-5, a game-and-a-half lead over the red-hot Philadelphia 76ers. You see Marcus Johnson heading for the bench with that 3rd foul. Brian Warwick has checked in. So both clubs making use of their bench here at the tail end of the first quarter. Warwick, Donaldson, Catchings, Bridgman, and Derek Smith out there now for the Clippers. Danny Ainge playing the full 12. And a foul again on Greg Kite.
That was a pick by Bridgman. He had to fight over the top of it. There's the pick, and there's Greg Kite trying to still stay with Donaldson. And if anything, that was a blindside pick. I'm poor Greg Kite, but somehow or other that jersey has to have some fouls registered on it, I guess, in the scorer's book.
Well, here is the best field goal percentage shooter in the NBA, James Donaldson. 7'2", 280 pounds out of Washington State. Tom, over the last 15 games, as we look at Casey Jones, over the last 15 games, Donaldson is 62 for 77 from the field. That's impressive. Loose ball tracked down by Ainge. Quick hands by Danny to get to that one. Jimmy Lynam still pointing to a spot on the floor.
Mel Whitworth up the other end of the court. He said he was out of bounds.
And the Celtic bench is really upset with Whitworth,
saying that Jim
Lynam made the call.
The call.
And there's Jimmy Lynam up. Jimmy Rogers was standing in front of the Celtic bench with his hands about a foot apart, saying that's how much he was inbounds. He started yelling, pointing at Lynam, saying he made the call, not you. Derek Smith, no. The field goal shooting percentage is just rude. Now Mathis has got a foul on Junior Bridgman.
This group out there for the Celtics got a little hustle in them. They're banging the boards pretty well and covering up on a D. There's Danny Ainge swinging back in there to help out against for Wedman, and his Carlos Clark up strong for the rebound, fouled by Bridgman.
And Quinn Buckner is going to come in for Danny, I believe. Carlos at the line again. Played well last night if you caught that game from Phoenix. Early in the fourth quarter, when it was a nip and tuck affair, Carlos came in and played some excellent defense. Buckner now in and Ainge to the bench.
You know, this wouldn't be a bad press unit. You know, with those two guards out there, Buckner is really good at it. And I think Carlos Clark would be too.
Knocks them both home. He's got a season average right now. 22-21. Clippers by 1. Final 28 seconds here of the first quarter. Celtics will get another shot at the ball. Warwick outside, just ragging some time off. They're down to 8. 7 now on the shot clock. Bridgman looking for it in the corner. Gets it. Hits it.
Well, ran off 2 picks. Knocked off Quinn Buckner.
Carlos Clark, a step on the field. It's blocked out of bounds by Harvey Catchings, and that'll do it. First quarter has come to an end here. Not the best field goal shooting in the world. Clippers on top by 3. 24-21. We'll be back. The owner. You can follow the Celtics all season long here on Sports Channel. Tom and I will bring you all the live action this Saturday night as the San Antonio Spurs host the Boston Celtics. Catch all the excitement beginning at 8:30 exclusively here on Sports Channel. San Antonio just ran all over Portland tonight, 141 to 120. So it could be a shootout down there in the hemisphere.
Yoo-hoo! That is quite a place to play.
I'm looking forward to that. I've never seen that building.
The Alamo, baby, the Alamo.
It's loud. Let's check the lineups out here right now. Warwick stays in there in the backcourt along with Derek Smith. Catchings, Bridgman, and Donaldson up front for the Clippers. McHale, Kite, Wedman, Carlos, Clark, and Buckner. Good hands there by Clark as he forces Warwick to almost give up the ball. Buckner right in Bridgman's knickers. They go to Smith. Quick turnaround on Wedman. No. Catchings.
Well, everybody ran over to help on the penetration, and when the shot was off, there were two white jerseys ready to rebound on the offensive board.
First hoop of the night for Harvey Catchings. 5-point Clipper lead. McHale again wants to work on Catchings, does, and picks up a foul. And Mel Whitworth with the call.
Good up fake. Nobody moves, however. And from behind, Warwick charged with the foul. Catchings has seen McHale many, many times and really doesn't go for those up fakes. That's the way you're supposed to play when you're an old, experienced pro. Stay on the ground, baby.
Kevin?
Casey Jones giving Mel Whitworth an earful of how Jimmy Lynam was calling that out-of-bounds play. Who said that Casey Jones was placid and easygoing on that bench?
2 points on the night for McHale. 4-point Clipper lead. Celtics shooting just 7 of 23, 30% in that first quarter. The Clippers just 40%. Smith outside.
When a big man has to switch out on a small man, you can almost guarantee the little guy's going to get that outside shot off.
6 for Derek Smith. Again, the Celts go right to McHale. Got Catchings in the air that time and still can't get the ball to fall. He'll be at the line.
Hobb was playing a little guessing game with McHale that time, figuring he stayed the last time up. And this time McHale was probably going to shoot. Instead, McHale gives him another up fake. Those are the little games that go on underneath there. You know, like pitchers throwing fastballs and curveballs, and the batter's saying, I'm going to sit on this one. That's what Catchings was doing, trying to outguess McHale.
Larry Bird is checked back in, and Scott Wedman goes to the bench, but Casey stays with the backcourt of Carlos Clark and Quinn Buckner. Robert Parrish also back in the ballgame. Four points now for Kevin McHale. And the Celts are within 4. 10:45 left to go here, first half. Brian Warwick, the kid out of St. Joe's, same school that Jimmy Lynam did a lot of his collegiate coaching at. And I think we've got a foul on Carlos Clark.
This is the old pick and roll play when these big guys like Walton and Donaldson start setting picks. It ends up that little guys like Clark end up having to guard big guys like Donaldson. They don't like it.
I know, and Carlos got the foul in that. I'm not sure how. Smith, good move.
That was a simple clear out for Derek Smith to work one-on-one against Larry Bird. No help there for Bird.
He worked well, I'll tell you. Clippers by 6. That might be their biggest lead of the night, and Buckner throws it behind McHale. Clark with some one-man pressure in the backcourt, and he slaps it away from Derek Smith. The Celtics looking to deny that inbound pass. Finally, Harvey Catchings coming to help out. LA looking for an 8-point lead. And this crowd is just looking for something to explode about. Bridgman outside. Rebound slapped away by Catchings. Celtic ball.
I'll tell you, they throw 2 and 3 picks for a guard to end up in the corner. And the Celtics are going to have to adjust to that. That time McHale had to jump and give him a little trouble.
Here's Buckner from the corner, and he knocks it home.
Well, that takes care of that. He's in the books.
Yes, indeed. There's been some talk about Quinn getting in the books of late, too. Clark again with the pressure on Warwick. They loop it to Donaldson. Works on Parrish. Hits it.
Excellent shooter with some fine moves.
And runs the floor pretty well, too, deceivingly. Buckner again outside. 2 more. Way to go, Quinn. 2 for 2.
I'm going to show you I can shoot.
Buckner has the job of trying to track down Junior Bridgman as Smith and Bridgman can swing back and forth. Here's Warwick from the corner. Both teams now finally starting to find the range after some poor shooting in that first quarter. Parrish in traffic. Yes, and a foul.
The last ball game in Boston, Donaldson really had a lot of trouble with Robert Parrish. Here we see Parrish taking a strong move to the middle. He was fouled as he was just about to go up. Gets the benefit of the doubt from Mathis. And they'll have a chance at a 3-point play as there's timeout call on the floor.
Foul is on Warwick. 34-28, LA.
Head I've ever seen.
Yeah, Don. Sure.
How about telling me when those replays are coming up too, will you?
It's not. Sports Channel's continuing coverage of Hartford Whaler hockey action comes your way tomorrow night as the Pittsburgh Penguins play host to the Whalers. Join Don Blackburn and Rick Peckham for all the live and exclusive coverage right here on Sports Channel. It'll begin at 7:30 as we look at Jimmy Lynam and his Clippers. Celts back out on the floor, as you can see. Lynam with some final instructions for his club. A couple of NBA scores tonight. Chicago struggled but beat Cleveland 112-108. As we told you earlier, San Antonio, where we'll be on Saturday night, crushed Portland 141-120. And Kansas City beat Houston 96-92. The Rockets are having trouble scoring points without John Lucas, Tom.
Well, he was the guy that really got that fast break going and was the master of the lob pass. And they haven't found anybody yet that can make those feeds into the pivot.
Robert Parrish converts. Celts back to within 3. Ooh. And both coaches staying with their benches in this ball game as we're down to 8:20 now to play first half. Derek Smith, quick turnaround. Bird was right there that time. Tap won't go. Smith, tough rebound. Got it in a foul. What a play by Derek Smith.
He's some kind of athlete. What a move he makes. Here he comes from out of nowhere. Pulls down a rebound, and there's Kevin McHale, not a bad defender. Takes the blow, puts it off the glass. Chance for a 3-point play.
Now, Derek Smith was a free agent at the end of last year, and the Clippers said, Dennis, we're not letting you go. Denver made an offer, and they matched the Denver offer, and I'm certainly glad they did. Again, he's the leading scorer on this club.
A little defensive situation going on here for the Clippers.
Bird had gotten free back door, but Buckner couldn't find him. Larry, bullet pass to Clark. Carlos couldn't get it to go. McHale to follow.
sometimes most of the time Bird is being guarded by Smith, and Bird ends up at one end of the floor having to guard Smith.
Warwick, a tough shot off the glass. You don't expect to see Bryan doing that. I'm not sure Jimmy Lynam did in any way. Parrish a little wild on the turnaround. Buckner to McHale.
Heads up play by Buckner. Game's heating up, baby.
8 points now for Kevin. 39-35, LA by 4. Walton's about to come back in. They go to Donaldson. Bumps his way into the middle, and a traveling violation on Donaldson.
Quite frankly, that was a bad call, as Robert Parrish nudged him into that little walk.
Well, Jimmy Lynam is incredulous with Mel Whitworth, as you can see. There is no end that Mel can hide at anymore here, Tom, tonight. Casey and Jimmy Rogers are on his case. Lynam's all over his case.
That's what happens with some of those new officials, you know. Try to make an impression on him. Pointing his finger at Jimmy Lynam. I have more fun watching Mel Whitworth right now.
All right, Celts looking to get back to 2. Cedric Maxwell, as you can see, is checked back in for Boston. Carlos Clark in traffic, trying to dump it low, out of bounds. Celts will keep it. And Danny Ainge coming in, along with DJ Buckner and Clark go to the bench, and they did a nice job, Tom.
They sure did. Played strong defense, and Buckner hit some key shots.
DJ puts it up right away and knocks it home. 6 for Dennis. Celts within a hoop. They haven't been this close in a while. Celts now will pick up Warwick.
Celts have Dennis Johnson guarding Bridgman.
Bird is on Walton because Donaldson is in there also, and Parrish has got him. Donaldson was looking for Walton. Bridgman. Nice play as Bird had the position on the big redhead. Larry's pull-up. Yes.
You better get on him as soon as he gets into scoring range, because they'll use Larry Bird as that trailer.
Celts have tied this thing at 39 with 6 minutes left to play. Warwick 2 more. Well, I know, Tom. You got to give him that shot.
Well, 2 big people in there for the Clippers. Walton and Donaldson.
Bird again. Larry's saying to the crowd here, this is what you came to see, huh?
This is the Boston Garden. I feel at home here.
Tied at 41. Bird. Walton wants to use the mismatch in height. No. Gets his own rebound. Bridgman. Ainge kept it alive, and the Celts have a chance to take the lead here with 5.5 to play. Bird. Yes, and a foul. 3 straight for Larry Bird. The foul will be on Derek Smith.
I'll tell you, there's a lot of green jackets in the stands. And here's Larry on a pull-up. Not what you call one of the best shots of all time when you consider that he was the only one down there against 4 white jerseys. But when Larry says he's going to shoot, you feel that he's going to score, as we just saw. He got banged by Derek Smith. Forget all about that. Don't shoot when nobody's back to help you on the offensive ball. When the ball is in Larry's hands and he feels he's got it going, let him do it.
Celtics now with their first lead of the night, 44-41, and LA wants a timeout. 5:13 left to play. First half. Larry Bird's got the Celts on top by 3. I got a tickle in my throat. I figured if I do it, I'm in trouble.
Timeout.
Well, Celtics are on a little 7-point run here, and Larry Bird's got all 7, and they're on top 44-41 with 5:13 to play here first half.
Boy, when Larry feels he's got it going, I mean, get out of his way because he's going to score. He just wills the ball in the basket. That's what it seems to me. You know, all the great ones, that's what happens. They just sort of will the ball in the basket.
I think the big lineup has been put to rest by Jimmy Lyon, and Walton's back in the middle. Bird with the near steal on Cage. This is doing everything out there now. Derek Smith has been hot. Not this time. Walton another board. Nixon calls the play. Fresh 24 seconds. They're down to 15 now, but the Clippers have got plenty of time on this sequence. And Cage.
Celtics made a very strategic error that time on defense.
I guess.
They were trying to go out there and catch Bridgman in the corner, and they left Cage all alone underneath.
DJ now uses a Maxwell screen. Got Bridgman on his back. Bird wants the basketball. Down to 5 in the shot clock. DJ's turnaround is good, and the foul will be on Bridgman. Well, not the prettiest offensive trip in the world, but it certainly paid some dividends.
There's a little bump by Bridgman as DJ takes the fall away. But there was lots of elbowing and kneeing going on prior to DJ taking that shot. And Whitworth getting an earful from Jimmy Lynam. I'll tell you, these new officials do get it.
Well, the quick flash stats, as they call them, that they pass along the table here, have the Celtics 9 out of 10 in this quarter. I'm not sure they're shooting that well, but they are shooting very well. Nixon. Bird the rebound. Up ahead, Danny Ainge just got it behind him. DJ, no, Max the board, couple of fakes, puts it up. Offensive foul, whistled on Maxwell.
And that was really a good call. And Maxwell really won't contest it. Walton he managed to save the ball, Danny Ainge. It goes to DJ. Well, watch Maxwell come down with a good up fake on Walton. He finally goes for it, but Maxwell does jump into him. That was a good call.
47-43, Boston by 4. Derek Smith is trying to post Maxwell, looking to get the ball to him. They do. Max a good job, and Smith couldn't go anywhere, and a 3-second violation on Michael Cage, who got caught in the paint.
Now the matchups now with Cage in there will leave Bird guarding Cage if he can get to him, and Maxwell will stay with Derek Smith. Bridgman being guarded by Dennis Johnson.
Jimmy Lynam is close to a tee. Bird pops out. Max a nice job to keep it alive. Puts it on the floor, goes by Cage, and it won't fall. Here comes a Clipper fast break. 3-on-2. Cage, a pull-up. Hits it. 6'9", 225, a pull-up jumper on the break, huh?
Yeah, but that was not really what should have been done on that. It was a 3-on-1 situation. He should have gotten to the middle. They would have gotten the layup.
DJ gets Bridgman in the air. Yes, and a foul. Boy, I tell you, we got a string of three-pointers here.
We got those good up fakes going tonight.
I guess.
DJ sort of gets by Bridgman, lifts him on the first fake. And that is a foul, Junior.
11 points for Dennis Johnson, leading Celtic scorer here in the first half. Has a chance to push the Boston lead to 5. That would be as large a lead as the Celtics have had all night. Got it.
They've kept Norm Nixon relatively intact, haven't they?
Yeah, they certainly have.
What has he got?
Norm's got 2. And a 22nd timeout is whistled by the Clippers. Lancaster Gordon is going to check into the ball game. The rookie out of Louisville who has been in somebody's doghouse here in the Clipper organization. He has not played, I don't think, in the last 3 games. So this is his first action in a while.
There's Don Chaney with the beard. Jimmy Lynam saying to Mike Mathis,
"Who's your friend?"
There are no friends in basketball. When the whistle starts the ball game, it's all business. Mike, get with this game. He's a guy that hasn't seen too much action for that Clipper ball club, Jay Murphy from Boston College, who looks like he's taking a permanent residence on the very end of that Clipper bench.
Yeah, I had a chance to talk to Jay before the ball game for the fans back home who know him and remember him from Boston College. I said, "I understand you got a bad back," and he just smiled and said, "I'd like to use that as an excuse, but I really can't." He said, "I'm just anchored down the end of the bench here." Derek Smith unable to hit. Second time, Noah Charm.
Well, what happened was Maxwell was guarding him. He saw the shot was off. He decided to take off up the court, figuring Larry Bird had the ball. The rebound, didn't have it, and there was Derek Smith for the rebound.
Bird finds Maxwell. Max a rolling hook over Cage for 2. And that's the first hoop of the night for Cedric. Here's Cage. Had a thought again about that outside jumper. Now, they'll set the offense up. Plenty of time on the clock. They go to Walton and clear a side for him. Puts it up. Parrish the reject. Walton again. Got it. Good hustle by Walton and good defense by Parrish. 10 points for Bill Walton. 3-point Boston lead. Under 2 now to play first half. Cage the near steal. Maxwell lost it in traffic. But the foul is going to be on Norm Nixon on a reach-in.
And that is a good call. Nixon really just went in there and almost blindsided Maxwell. Mike Mathis is doing double duty tonight. Jimmy Lynam just cannot believe what is happening. He's got those good looks, Jimmy Lynam.
Three points for Cedric. 1:48 to play here first half. And the Celtics are back up by 5. Nixon running the offense.
Danny Ainge is really making Nixon work.
Walton with a screen outside. Nixon right through for 2.
You got to stop his penetration on a pick and roll. Danny got caught on Walton's pick. Nobody stopped or impeded Nixon into the lane.
Here's Bird with a screen on Gordon outside. They go back into the Chief for the turnaround. Won't get the roll. Bird almost a tap. Lancaster Gordon the rebound. Waving Nixon through. Gives it to Cage instead. Nixon, 2 more. So Norman, who had been quiet, now has a quick 6, and the Clippers are back to within 1. Cage with some pressure in the backcourt. Celtics almost didn't get that ball in. Now they get it up to Maxwell. Final minute of the first half. Max trying to work on Cage. Gets the position. Goaltend on Bill Walton.
I tell you, Maxwell, when nobody comes to double him, is going to work anybody free. Nice move that time.
He had Cage in a little bit of a revolving door there.
That's called backing him in, baby.
Here's Nixon, who feels the hot hand, throws it up, a prayer, and it's picked off by Walton. Back out to Cage, and that's a travel. Bird, bullet pass up to Danny Ainge, and now the Celtics will set it up. I wish you could see Jimmy Lynam. Every time the Celtics inbound the ball, he's screaming at his team to get back, get back. DJ, 2 people in the air. Parrish the weak side board for 2.
Well, I'll tell you, he is just getting such good position on the weak side the last several ball games.
And the Clippers are going to look for the final shot here of the first half. They're down to 7. 5. Looks like Nixon's going to take it. A little scooper, and he's fouled with 1 second on the clock. Dennis Johnson can't believe Whitworth has the call, but he does, and Nixon will be at the line for a couple. Take a look.
Well, they made a little clear out that time, and Nixon has great speed when he wants to go to the hoop. You almost have to give him that outside shot, but you don't want to as the clock is running down.
Looked like Dennis missed him. Took a swipe, but it looked like he missed him.
Well, I think they got him as he was about to shoot the ball up the other end. After he got by Dennis, Dennis got back into play.
And Bird, three-quarter courts it to Maxwell, and they almost pull that off. The Celtics want a foul on Derek Smith. You can see the reaction by Max. He's not going to get it. We've played a half here in L.A., and after a shaky first quarter, it's a pretty good ball game. 58-55, Celts by 3. Welcome back to Los Angeles. 58-55. Celts by 3 at the half. Mike Gorman along with Tom Heinsohn. Two different ball games, Tom. A 24-21 first quarter with the Clippers by 3, and then the Celtics 37 points in that second quarter, and LA with 31 on their own. So both teams heated up a bit.
Well, I think it took a little while for the Celts to get their game going, but that group off the bench put a little spark into this ball game. Buckner and Carlos Clark, and even Greg Kite were very helpful. At least it got them aggressive and into the ball game for a momentum standpoint, and Buckner even hit a couple of shots. I like what the Celts were doing defensively. I think the Celts got to continue to run, though, and that's what has really produced some of this, plus the hot hand of Larry Bird.
And there's been a lot of talk back in the Boston newspapers about the fact that they're calling this perhaps a six-man team. LA played last night down in Dallas, and you know, as the season goes on, you get to see more of what we just saw in the second quarter, and that is that teams are going to have to be able to stay in ball games with their benches.
Well, what I think Casey Jones did was old Red Auerbach philosophy. Get out in front as quickly as you can in front of the rest of the league, and worry about the other stuff later on. He thought that there were enough players on the bench that could be helpful, and in spots they have been helpful tonight, and I'm sure Casey will start to use them more and more as the season progresses. Yeah,
I would say as a Celtic fan, you could be pretty encouraged off the play of Dennis Johnson. Doesn't look like that ankle's really bothering him too much.
No, nor Kevin McHale. He looked like he was practically 100%. And this ball game is a very, very important ball game. Casey Jones not going to pull out any stops in order to try and win this thing. They're going to be on the road for quite a while, as that Boston Garden is being occupied right now by some other doings. And they need to win this ball game and a couple of others on the coast to stay ahead of Philadelphia.
Okay, they got themselves a 58-55 lead at halftime. When we return here to the Los Angeles Sports Arena, Tom Heinsohn will be talking with Peter May of the Hartford Courant. So stay with us. 58-55, Celts by 3 at the half.
want to unhook it, I'll get you on. If you want to unhook, I'll get you back on.
I'm not going to do any throw. I'm just going to, if you haven't been to Eastern Clothing in Watertown yet, ask yourself why. Yep.
Will who's make the lake a trip?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, huh? Okay, I'm going to see my good friend. I haven't seen Tommy for 10 years.
Yeah. Say again?
Do you need all these things here? Yeah, I'm going to just...
I think he's using them, yeah. Okie doke. Tonight's halftime guest will receive a $100 gift certificate from Eastern Clothing. At Eastern Clothing, you'll find a fabulous selection of pure wool clothing for men. Eastern Clothing has the finest quality, value, and service. If you haven't been to Eastern Clothing in Watertown yet, ask yourself why.
That's funny. about a minute 15 away. We got stats if we do those.
Say again?
We have stats if we do those. I don't think we do.
No, we don't.
Tommy, he wants to talk to you a second, Tommy.
Hello. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Let them pick any play they want, that's all. I mean, what the hell can we tell them? And we can't see it back here. We don't even know what they're going to, you know. All right. There was nothing spectacular here in the first half anyway, so. Except the Larry Bird jump shot where he fell down. Did you hear what I said?
We don't have him here. I haven't seen him all night. He gave me one stat that said 3 turnovers for each team, and that's the last I saw of him. What? Welcome back to LA. We are still at half. Welcome back to LA. We are still at halftime, 58-55. The Celtic lead is 3. And I think they're going to have their hands full here in the second half, Tom.
Well, this ball club playing in front of a rather large crowd, I'm sure they're not used to playing in front of these big crowds, wants to win this game, the Clippers. And the Celtics will find a very determined bunch out here. I don't think the Clippers have truly played their game. They've tried all different kind of combinations, a little twin tower operation there for a couple of minutes. That seemed to work, and then they went away from it. But they've got several different ways to go. Walton starting at center. I think the guy that's going to get back in it for the Clippers is Nixon.
Let me ask you, Tom, can Los Angeles support 2 teams here? It's an interesting experiment. They're trying with the Clippers, and they've cut ticket prices as at least compared to what the Lakers charge to get in the Forum. Can this city support 2 teams?
This may be the blue-collar team of Los Angeles. The other one has got all the glitter and cocktails at your seat and everything else, the Forum, the Lakers. And, well, it's evident by this crowd tonight that they're willing to come out and pay less money and still see the Celtics play their own Los Angeles Clippers.
All right, we're taking a look at some of those numbers from the first half. Both teams started off pretty slowly in the shooting department, but picked it up in that second quarter. And if we get to the individual numbers here, you're going to see Dennis Johnson is leading the Celtics with 12 points. Robert Parrish has 10. I'm reading off my numbers now as I can't see what you have on the screen. Okay, now we've got to look at the official numbers here in front of us. And yep, DJ's got 12, Parrish has got 10, Bird has got 9, a stretch of 7 straight there in that second quarter. Larry just 21 minutes of action, so Casey had a chance to sit him down at least a little bit in that first half. And on the other side of the ledger, it is going to be Bill Walton who's the leading scorer. No, make that Derek Smith with 13 points and Bill Walton with 10. Pretty quiet night out of Marcus Johnson. Only saw him for 4 minutes.
He's been troubled with a hamstring pull, and not using him too much. He only played 4 minutes, but I would think right now that Bridgman can give people a lot of trouble from the outside, and the Celtics really are having kind of some difficulties running around the court finding him. They haven't gotten their inside game truly going yet. Donaldson, who's been a fine offensive player inside, did not play a lot of minutes, only took 1 shot, played 9 minutes.
It'll be interesting to see whether they try to use Donaldson more. When they did have Donaldson in there with Bill Walton, it forced the Larry Bird to cover Walton, which I would think is a matchup that Lynham would like.
Well, anybody who's not as big as Walton trying to cover him better be just as smart. Larry might be able to do a job with him, but Walton does have the height advantage on the boards with him. Donaldson, we might see more of that the second half, but the guy I think they're going to try and untrack is Norm Nixon. He took 10 shots, only made 3, and Danny Ainge is doing a pretty creditable job on him until the latter stages of that second quarter.
Okay, not too many empty seats here, and the crowd's ready for the second half. So are we. 58-55, Celtics right now. We'll be back. No way Larry Bird played 21 minutes in that first quarter. I mean, first half. He sat out most of the second quarter. First 5 or 6 minutes of the second quarter.
Well, thank you. Just keep telling us about the replays, will you? All right. I've got to stop Norm Nixon this half. Norm Nixon is going to put it in gear.
He took 10 shots. I didn't realize he had taken that many shots.
Took some outside shots and didn't hit them. They got to get the ball to Parrish.
And 4 or 6.
Talk about that.
Celtics gonna win, Tom.
The original members only strap collar jacket. It's today's most exciting, most wanted jacket. Members only, the brand that's changing the way America looks at fine stores.
I like them. I like members only jackets.
And you look good in them, T. I'll tell you.
I got a black leather one. Yeah. I think it's great.
I tell you, out here in LA, you and your black leather jacket, you fit right in.
Think I look good in a black leather members only jacket? Come on, Mike, answer me.
Yeah. You and Mel. All right, Celts are huddled around Casey Jones. There's Jimmy Lynam at the other end of the floor.
I have a distinct intuition that Celts better continue to try to do that job on Norm Nixon.
All right.
And I also think the Celts can take advantage of Walton. Parrish has been playing very, very well. And get the ball in his hands a little bit more on the inside.
Well, the Lakers are going to start Walton, Cage, Junior Bridgman, Norm Nixon, and Derek Smith. I don't know where Norm Nixon's mind is at, but Norm Nixon was out there ready to go with his warm-up jacket on. The ball boy ran out and pointed to it, and he took it off.
You know how ball players get at times.
Yeah. He's just so anxious to play. He's just ready to roll. Ainge the quick hands, and he'll cover Nixon again in the second half.
I saw a ball player so eager one time he came out without his shorts.
I want to find out who that was. Bridgman outside, no. And Ainge tracks it down.
I'd never embarrassed that player. I actually saw it in Old Fort Wayne.
All right, Celts looking for first blood here in the second half. Cage is on Maxwell. Parrish in the high post with Walton. Nixon's got Ainge. There's DJ, free, 2.
Boy, great pick set down there, I believe, by Maxwell. That opened up that easy shot for DJ.
14 points for Dennis, leading scorer in the ball game. This went ahead of Derek Smith. Here's Nixon behind the screen. And had the shot there and passed it up. Derek Smith, little stutter step, no. Bird and Maxwell control.
I tell you, Parrish went out that time and stopped Nixon from taking the outside shot, but Walton didn't roll down. Celts covered that pretty well, that pick and roll. That was causing him some problems in the first half.
Larry left open. Can't do that, folks. 62-55, Boston's biggest lead, 7. Now Walton comes out to get it, gives it up to Cage, a little out of his range. Well, maybe not.
How could you say that when you don't know his range?
Well, I've seen this kid play. I mean, he's a glass cleaner. 8 points for Michael on the night.
And that pull-up jumper on the fast break. You don't shoot those unless you feel you can make them.
Bird, attempted three-pointer, won't go. Larry, the best three-point shooter in the NBA. Bridgman. Well, there are certain times that Junior Bridgman gets the ball, and you can just see that he's got his rhythm, and you know it's going to go in.
I'll tell you, he is one dynamite outside shooter and a great player to have on the wing on the fast break, because he can take it all away, and he also can hit that 20-footer.
Maxwell on a cut. A running hook almost went. We've got a foul.
Celts used that little play action very effectively. Here comes Maxwell. The switch by Walton was much too late. That's what really caused the foul on Maxwell. Fouled in the act of shooting.
Third foul on Bill Walton. And Max will be at the line. Bridgman and Walton, of course, teammates now, but if you go way back in college basketball, not really way back, just have to go back about 9 or 10 years. You'll remember when those two had a great meeting in the Final Four. Be at the line. Bridgman and Walton, of course, teammates now, but if you go way back in college basketball, not really way back, just have to go back about 9 or 10 years. You'll remember when those two had a great meeting in the Final Four when Louisville and UCLA hooked up. 7 for Cedric on the night, 63-59.
Danny Ainge has been kind of keeping Nixon in front of him. It's what you have to do.
Derek Smith got swallowed up in the middle there as Ainge did a good job in covering up. A couple of fakes by Cage, and he knocks it home.
Oh.
Celtics
shot.
Go right back to Bird. He gets the double from Nixon. Now they back off. DJ. 16 for Dennis. DJ continues to move very well on that tender ankle. Walton wanted it inside. The rebound pulled off by Maxwell in traffic. Maxwell again with some words for Whitworth as he thought he got fouled over the top. Bird wants it. Loose on the floor. Here comes Nixon. 4-on-2. Clipper break. Nixon to Smith. Yes, and the foul will be on Bird.
Well, you got to hustle back on a fast break. There you see 4-on-2 for the Celtics as Parrish does get back, but Derek Smith is a real tough competitor coming in from the wing strong on the fast break. He's going to go over most people. Larry had played reasonably well to make him shoot on the way down, but he ends up with the foul.
A 4-year starter at Louisville. Points on the night, and the Clippers are back to within 1. The Celtics had a quick run up to 7, and now LA comes right back at them.
This is kind of a war here.
Ainge free momentarily. They go to Paris. Sweeping hook for 2.
That's where it ought to be going a little bit more, I would think. Walton's Paris got a height advantage over Walton, as good as he is. They can pick up an extra foul or make him drop back in a little bit.
Nixon got it.
That's the guy that could ignite this Clipper ball club.
Parrish wants it on Walton. Wheels. Yes. Walton with the 3 fouls backed off a little bit there, and Robert just took him to the hole with the finger roll. Now you're right in the money with Nixon, Tom.
I tell you, Danny was doing a great job keeping him out in front. Now he's trying to angle him to side, and Nixon with his great speed is beating him.
Maxwell over Cage. No. Bird trying to keep it alive. Chief is there. 2 more.
Larry Bird did yeoman work that time by getting a finger on it and knocking it over to Parrish.
16 now for the Chief. He and DJ the high scorers. Nixon again, and Parrish shut him off baseline. Nixon takes it anyway.
Oh.
Dennis Johnson, a rebound over Walton. 4-on-2 Celtic break. Parrish and Lynham wants a timeout as the Celtics get a little run going. 6:46 to go. 73-68. Boston by 5. at the guy over there see the girl in the red I pointed out earlier? Go 3 seats down, the guy in the white pants. He's got field glasses.
What for?
Probably in LA. Welcome back to Los Angeles, 73-68, Celtics by 5. Robert Parrish, a big third quarter. He now has 18 points. Dennis Johnson with 16.
I tell you, that was a good timeout by Jimmy Lynam to try and break the momentum of fast breaks that the Celtics were starting to get going. Everybody in the NBA knows that the Celtics can score them in clusters. They'll come up and pick on somebody here. Who will it be? They've been going to Bridgman most of the time after timeouts.
Celtics 7 out of 10 here in the third quarter. LA 6 out of 10. Derek Smith seems to want the ball. Maxwell, a quick hand. Smith and DJ battle. DJ keeps it in bounds nicely to Max. Bird over to DJ in the corner. Rebound, Walton and Cage. DJ the steal as he cut right in the lane, lays it up and in.
And he faked the pass and riveted Walton for an instant, allowed him to get the shot off.
Celtic lead up to 7. Bridgman, a quick double. Nixon open.
Danny Ainge made a drop that time to protect the middle, and they quickly got it out to Nixon.
Marcus Johnson and James Donaldson are going to come in next whistle for the Clippers. Bird, fall away. Rebound, knocked around and picked off by Cage. Here comes Bridgman. Walton slow getting into the offense and hits.
Doesn't show that shot often coming up on the fast break. The fifth man up. Take the outside shot like that.
Yeah, Walton had 10 points in the first quarter, and now those are his first 2 since then. Ainge hits outside. Danny with a half dozen. Walton looks a little tired to me, Tom. Bridgman open. Walton the board. Ball away. Wild shot. Rebound Maxwell.
Larry Bird just crowded him and made him take a poor shot.
Bird has it socked away by Derek Smith. Parrish up fake. Short this time, and Cage is there. Nixon pushes it up. There are some people huffing and puffing on this floor right now. Rebound Maxwell. Here we go again. And Casey's going to slow it down as he calls the play off the bench.
Walton looks a little tired. You're right, Mike.
Maxwell beat Cage, and Cage fouled him. Basket will count. Max just kind of threw it up there. Lynam just can't believe it. Neither can Chris Ford with that smile.
Well, he got fouled way before he took the shot. But there you see him. So Maxwell will have a chance for a three-point play.
You smiled at me on that call too, T. Now the folks at home can't see that. Rebound off to the Chief, and the Celtics can make a 4-point trip out of this. Boston again in this set half-court offense.
Those are the things that drive coaches crazy.
Ainge into the Chief. No on the hook. Rebound Cage.
Donaldson muscled him a little bit, throw him off his stride.
Derek Smith got by Bird, lays it up. No. Maxwell a clear. Got Bird ahead of the pack. Gives up instead to Ainge. Now Larry looking for a cutter. There wasn't one. DJ a step closer and hits.
Well, they had the Clippers totally confused on defense that time. Everybody hustled up the court. Bird with a good fake drew everybody in, and Jimmy Lyon saying, "It's time, baby.
It's time." That's a quickie. We can get that one.
Is this red
Cute.
button a cough button?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll be here. Don't forget to join us on Sports Channel for a complete recap of all the racing action from Aqueduct Park. That's Friday night at 10:30, only here on Sports Channel. Marcus Johnson, Derek Smith, James Donaldson, Michael Cage, and Norman Nixon will be out there for the LA Clippers. Ainge, Maxwell, Bird, Parrish, and DJ for the Celtics.
This is a stage of a ball game with the score such as it is that you find out whether you got a team or not. And I'm sure that's what Jimmy Lynam is trying to figure out right now. You have to will to the game with hustle and no mistakes.
That's Boston's biggest lead of the night. 9 points, 81-72. Here's Cage, couple of fakes. Yes, and a foul.
Well, they get it inside nicely. Bird tries to help out, and Maxwell goes over him, commits the foul, and all those fakes make it work.
Third foul on Cedric Maxwell. And Cage does a nice job. He's got 13 points on the night. Gets his club back to within 6. Just as it looked like the Celtics might open up a double-figure lead.
Going in now, Kevin.
Kevin McHale will be coming in next whistle for the Celtics. Ainge all alone in the corner. Three-pointer. Long rebound. Max. Nice job to get it back into Danny. Offensive foul. Whistled on Ainge. There's a look at Casey Jones.
There's Danny Ainge trying to pick his way through the defense. Nixon has him. He's got those quick feet. A little nudge out of the way, and that was the foul.
There's a little nudge. Marcus. No off the glass. Bird the rebound. Maxwell down on the floor. Now he's making his way up. Nixon goes down on the other end, and DJ just takes it for 2.
Nixon fell down as DJ was looking for a wingman to pass to, and when he turned his head around, there was Nixon laying on the floor. Decided to take it all away.
22 points now for Dennis Johnson. Donaldson outside. McHale has got him as Parrish has gone to the bench. Cage over Bird. Rebound to Larry. Larry's going to lead the break himself. He's got Maxwell, but nobody else with him. A lot of Clippers back. Shoots himself. Donaldson the board. Here comes Marcus. Looking to go coast to coast, and does. Just 3 points for Marcus Johnson. But he gets his club back to within 6. And Rory White is up off the bench. We'll see him for the first time tonight. Maxwell hits outside.
One outside shot every 3 ball game.
Yeah.
Why doesn't take it?
Max, as you can see, down low and waiting for Marcus Johnson. Nixon the drive.
Well,
Max had got ahead of the pack, but there's a lot of white shirts back there with him. McHale slaps it back out to DJ. Down to 9 on the shot clock. Dennis gives it up to Larry. Back to DJ for 2.
well, when the ball gets in Larry Bird's hand and the 24-second clock is going down, they doubled him, but that didn't stop Larry from making a great pass to DJ.
Carlos Clark and Scott Wedman sitting down in front of us. They will be coming in next whistle. 87-79. Rebound Bird and McHale. Larry out of the pack. Up ahead. DJ to Max. Up. Not this time, but the foul is going to go on Cage.
I'll tell you, Maxwell's really getting up on the front end of the fast breaks tonight. Something we haven't seen him doing quite a while. Great pass by DJ, and Maxwell has out-hustled Cage up the court. And in his own inimitable way, draws the foul.
There, didn't he? Timeout called on the floor. 36 seconds here left to play in the third quarter. 87-79. We're going to stick around here for this timeout. The attendance here at the Los Angeles Sports Arena, 15,371. An official sellout for the Clippers, and I believe that is maybe their second sellout of the year. I think they sold out the first time they played the Lakers here.
Well, I would say that there's every indication that 2 franchises can survive in Los Angeles.
Well, the Clippers have had a lot of home games. They have an interesting schedule in that I think they only have 4 home games, Tom, in the entire month of January. So a lot will be told about this club in the next 33 days or so.
Well, they've hung in here. Even though the Celtics right there put some heat on them with their fast breaks, Clippers showed me that they've got a little stuff inside those jerseys, a little heart. Going on the road hasn't been exactly a thrill for the Clippers, but maybe in the month of January they'll do better.
Well, with a crowd of 15,371 tonight, the Clippers established a new club record for the largest in Clipper history. The previous mark had been 14,991 in that game in November against the Lakers. The largest crowd in the history of the sports arena was April 24th, 1963, when the Lakers and Celtics played here.
And I happened to be in that ball game.
You were? How'd you do? Do you remember?
Well, if that was the final game in the playoffs, and I would hazard a guess that it was. That was Cousy's last game, and it was the 6th game of the series, and we won it against Elgin Baylor and Jerry West and company.
There's the Peanut Man.
Yeah, they don't just throw them at you, baby. They make sure you get them here.
DJ is 6 out of 7 here in the third quarter and has hit his last 4 in a row. He will stay in the lineup along with Scott Wedman, Carlos Clark, Cedric Maxwell, and Kevin McHale. The Clippers will counter with Donaldson, Ward, White, Bridgman, and Marcus Johnson. That's a shooter's touch.
Oh, he slopped that one in.
Yeah.
You know what he's doing? He's releasing the ball and falling back before the ball completely leaves his hand.
13
Carlos
points.
up there, going to take it away from Warwick.
89-79. Celtics finally with that double-figure lead. It's going to be one more possession for Boston here in the quarter. Carlos, a good job of staying with Warwick. Now Warwick free after Clark went to double. Offensive board, loose. Donaldson.
Look what I got.
Yeah. That's going to help his field goal percentage, that's for sure. Celtics in the final 10 seconds here. Warwick up on DJ. They go cross court to McHale. Now back to DJ. Look at the clock. And Dennis, I don't think, had an idea how much time was left. We'll play 3 here at the Los Angeles Sports Arena. 89-81 Celtics.
Didn't stop the clock or something. I don't know. But something.
With that shirt on, I don't. Final 12 minutes of basketball coming up here from Los Angeles, 89-81 Celtics. As we enter the fourth quarter, White is going to stay in the ball game with Warwick, Marcus Johnson, Bridgman, and Donaldson. McHale, Maxwell, Buckner, Clark, and Wedman will start the final quarter for the Celtics. For a second there, like LA was going to double at half court, then they backed off. Bridgman is on Clark. They go to Maxwell. I like the matchup on White, I believe. Quinn Buckner, a runner, no. McHale trying to keep it alive, gets it back, and can't get the roll. Max fighting on the offensive board. Got it. Blocked by Donaldson, out of bounds. Good job by Cedric, though, on the offensive board.
There's McHale, who had to go up high over Donaldson. The saw shot does not go, but Buckner and Maxwell with it. Maxwell saying, I'm going to take the shot, but
Maxwell on the follow on the inbounds pass. A little sloppy, but the Celtics accomplish it, and the lead goes back to 10. And Cedric now has 15 points.
I'll tell you, Buckner has turned offensive-minded in this ball game.
Very quiet night for Larry Bird, but the slack has been picked up. Rory White hits in the lane. His first two of the night. DJ with 24 and Parrish with 18. Quinn dumps it off to Wedman, 2.
Good penetration. They all went for it with the white jerseys. Wedman all alone underneath.
93-83. Marcus. Baseline. Offensive foul. Whistled on Marcus Johnson.
He's got those big, gigantic steps. And he tries to load you like a cobra, a little bounce action, but Wedman was wise to it, got in good position. The charge on Marcus Johnson.
McHale trying to bring Donaldson away from the hoop. Kevin's fall away, got it. And he's in double figures with 10. Clark and Buckner, and the steal at half court by Buckner. And a loose ball foul is going to be called on Brian Warwick.
Well, that was a break for the Clippers, as that was a great strip by Buckner. And he was headed for an easy one. Watch here as he goes right out, takes it away, fell down, and Buckner really was steaming in there all by himself. It'll be Boston's ball.
Good call by Mathis, too. And it's one of those that sometimes you will say in that home arena is going to go the other way. Buckner's pull-up. Short this time. Rebound off of White. And he throws it away.
Buckner was really in White's jersey that time, harassing the outlet pass. I think he had as much to do with that turnover as anything.
Quinn now to set up the offense. Wedman pops out. He's covered. Clark comes around the other side. Carlos had the shot. Takes it in the lane in traffic. And a 3-second violation is called, I believe, on McHale.
Carlos is having a little difficulty getting the shots off in traffic. 3-second was called on somebody else, but hanging on his arm, and he's not really able to shoot over them.
95-83. Celts by 12. Make it 10. 18 points for Norm Nixon. He is right at his season's average. Yeah, it keeps looking like the Lakers want to trap. The Lakers, yeah. The Clippers want to trap.
The Clippers.
Do they? I mean, are they trying
They're
to?
getting very aggressive. They're getting all over people, and they're trying to beat people to position, just like that time they called a foul on White guarding Maxwell. They're trying to get very aggressive, overplay, make some steals, trap if it's easy to trap. Little scramble, but they're not scrambling yet.
McHale is called for a travel.
How is that a trap?
I'll say nothing. Nothing. All right, Clippers now with a chance to get back within 8 this trip. Larry Bird, DJ, and Ainge all get up off the bench and come to the scorer's table. Donaldson, no basket. Foul before the shot.
Here's Donaldson off a little pick. Makes Quinn Buckner have to go over and help out. He tries to go in from underneath the way you should to try and steal the ball, but they whistle his number.
And White comes out of the lineup, and Derek Smith will check back in. So Jimmy Lynam is going to have to counter quickly here as Casey Jones has gone back to his regulars. Quick hands by Wedman in there, knocking it away. Now Bridgman outside.
Oh.
Plenty of time, and he hits.
Somehow or other, somebody didn't pick up Bridgman. In the meantime, Robert Parrish is getting a nice long rest.
McHale in traffic, and an offensive foul is whistled on McHale. Quite a little jump step by Kevin after the call there.
That was an end of the 1984 year tantrum.
Yeah, stay with the replay there, guys, if you can.
Oh, well, I wanted to see. That was one of the best tantrums of the year.
Bridgman popping out again. Not this time. Bird clears.
I'm surprised that the Clippers aren't really getting the ball to Donaldson a lot more, because he is really an offensive force.
Casey Jones has called a timeout. We've got 8:17 to play in the game. 95-87 Celtics. Yeah, we like Kevin McHale's little jump there at the end of the foul call.
Yeah, but you didn't have it, did you? Replay, jumping up and down.
No, we could only. No, we'll come up with something here in the final 8:17.
Something to save the Buckner steal. You know, the Buckner steal that they called a foul on, it kind of showed the aggressiveness of that second unit. You know where he got fouled at half court, where he just picked the ball out from Warwick. You hear me, Don? Where Buckner stole the ball from Warwick. Well, that'll typify the bench's help in this thing. You know, he got aggressive and picked the ball off, and about a minute ago.
Welcome back to Los Angeles. 95-87, 8:17 left to play in the ball game. They have lit it up the court with dueling Santa Clauses as Larry Bird makes his way back out there. Bill Walton is going to check back into the game for the Clippers, so LA is going to head down the beginning of the stretch anyway here with Walton, Marcus Johnson, Junior Bridgman, Derek Smith, and Noam Nixon. That, I would say, Tom, might be their best offensive lineup.
Well, I disagree, Mike. I think Donaldson down in there, when you need to either score 2 in close or...
McHale the follow for 2.
Boy, he tipped it to himself off the side of the backboard. Smart play.
Kevin with a dozen, as Wedman couldn't hit outside, but the Celtics have been controlling the offensive board here in the second half. 10-point Boston lead as Nixon kind of sidesteps his way to the baseline and hits. Ainge ahead on the break. Got it.
A great down and out pattern by Ainge and Larry Bird.
Here's Nixon right back for 2. 22 for Norm.
He can really thread his way through people coming to that hoop. Got strong legs and leaps over people.
Well, he raised a lot of eyebrows, I remember, when he was drafted out of Duquesne, too. People said, Norm Nixon. McHale, no. Walton very slow getting up the floor, but it doesn't matter. 18 for Derek Smith, and very quickly the Celts call it time. They're on their feet in LA.
Parrish.
Exciting thoroughbred horse racing comes your way all year long here on Sports Channel. It's racing from Suffolk Downs. 5 nights a week. See a complete recap of all the day's action, plus inside news direct from the track. Don't miss it. The excitement of racing from Suffolk Downs only on Sports Channel. Robert Parrish back in the lineup for the Celtics. They lead to 6. LA now definitely looking to double team the ball outside. The Celtics looking for the open man. It's McHale. And a foul. Late call, but a foul.
Not a good up fake by McHale. And he was totally surrounded. Good up fake. And if that's not a foul, what is?
Yeah, but he got the second one. I thought he was going to call it on Derek Smith. He called it on Marcus Johnson, and that's 5 on Marcus.
Well, the Celtics have their designated zone press breaker, Larry Bird, in the ball game. And when he gets the ball in the corner against some of these defenses, he either takes that good outside shot all alone or hits a cutter coming down the lane. So he all by himself can destroy a press.
Kevin got them both. Here's the man who's been hot. A little long that time. Rebound kept alive. Tough job by Marcus Johnson on the board. Derek Smith, tougher still. Stripped of the ball out of bounds. It'll be Clipper ball. And they are really on Mel Whitworth's case, I'll tell you.
Mel wants to go back to the high school league or the college league right now. There's Marcus Johnson blocked by McHale. Danny Ainge. And the ball went out of bounds.
Walton hits off the glass. 14 for Walton, and it's a 6-point game. 6 minutes and 10 seconds left to play. DJ calling the play.
I'll tell you, the Clippers have hung in here very nicely.
They've given the crowd their money's worth, that's for sure. Foul's going to be on Derek Smith as he and McHale tangled.
Celtics have their best offensive rebounding team in there. Parrish, McHale, and here we see Bird looking inside, and already the action is stopped as McHale hits the deck.
Ainge open, bullet pass to Bird for 2. Great look by Danny.
Everybody was looking for good position for the rebound, except Larry Bird and Danny Ainge.
Bird now with 13 points. Quiet offensive night for Larry. But the Celtics are up 8, and that's all that matters. Bird's in double figures with rebounds, I know. Nixon out in three-point land. DJ strips him of the ball, and a foul on Nixon as he just tried to stop the fast break.
You know, DJ does that probably better than anybody that I've seen in a long time for a big guard. Reaching from behind. Watch, Nixon appears to get by him. And look at it, he just tips it away. And off he goes, and Nixon tries to retaliate, but a little bit too vehemently.
All right, DJ will be at the line. Leading scorer in the ball game with 24 points. Nixon has 22. Well, if they have a chance at home, Bill Walton is one intense competitor out there, I'll tell you. Been a little slow getting up and down the court a few of these trips, but if the look in his face is any measure of his intensity. Derek Smith wants it, takes it. Bird the rebound.
Boy, and he just angled Marcus Johnson right off that rebound. And years ago, when he was a senior in college, they said, well, we're not so sure Larry can rebound in the NBA. Are you kidding?
McHale on Michael Cage, 2.
Big basket that time.
Larry called that play himself, too. He kind of just waved off DJ and Ainge. He knew what he wanted to do. And the foul is going to be on the Ainge on the drive.
It's no mean job he's got tonight.
Just a second team foul on the Celtics.
Very difficult job. He had turned Danny a little bit. He was trying to force him in a certain direction. Instead, Nixon got to the inside.
DJ strips Derek Smith again. In the middle, Bird off to Ainge. 2 points on the break.
DJ is laughing as they go into the huddle. Jimmy Lynam is wiping a bead of sweat off his forehead.
You can see the reaction of Cedric Maxwell, who came out to high-five Dennis Johnson. 2 big steals by Dennis. They go along with his 25 points, and the Celtics have pushed it back up. In fact, they've got it to 13, which just might be their biggest lead of the night with 4:29 left to go.
That might be the play of the game, that steal.
I'm looking, I'll buy that. I'm looking directly across the court at the owner of the Los Angeles Clippers, who has been very involved in this game.
You know, every time I've seen him, what's his name? Don Sterling?
Yeah.
He's got a blue suit on and a red tie. Reminds me of Rodney Dangerfield.
His team
club wasn't getting any respect for a long time either.
Those are his team colors.
I guess Rodney's suit is black.
Well, right now, Dennis Johnson is the man of the hour. 25 points. Robert Parrish has 18. McHale 16. Maxwell 15. Bird 13. And Ainge with 10. On the other side of the ledger, Norm Nixon has 22. Derek Smith 18. Walton 14. Cage 13. And Bridgman 10. So both clubs have shown pretty good balance in their scoring. The Clippers have not got much production at all, though, out of their bench. Only 3 points out of Marcus Johnson. 6 for Warwick, 2 for White, 4 for Donaldson, and 2 for Catchings.
Such a luxury the Celtics have that when they get it down to a tight spot in the ball game, they can go to a Kevin McHale inside, so that if they miss the shot, perhaps they get a foul. But the basket, the fall-away jumper that McHale made was really the key basket that kind of put this thing out there where the Clippers are thinking about, well, maybe tomorrow night. But that's what every team tries to do, is develop an inside game. The Celtics have it, most other teams don't.
Well, the Clippers need some offense in a hurry here. Cage outside to Nixon. That's where it's probably going to come from. He's got Bird in a switch and throws it away. So it's coming apart here a bit for LA down the stretch. The Celtics are going to take their time when they have the ball. They are in the bonus. Someone behind us is singing "Turn Out the Lights, the party's over." 10 seconds still on the shot clock. They go to McHale in traffic. Hits.
Cage has not even attempted to sidestepping three-quarter McHale. Easy passes to him in that low post position.
Walton down low, hits off the glass, and the foul was called on the reach-in. So Walton now at 16, a chance to put one more on the board.
Yes, Walton slipped in ahead of Robert Parrish as Parrish was looking someplace other than where Walton was, to tell you the truth.
Walton showed some nice hands there as he just about lost that ball on the way up and recovered in time to shoot it. Clippers look like they're going to try to press here again as they're in almost a 1-2-2 setup. Just like you say, Tom, get it to Bird, and he breaks it.
And if he doesn't have the outside shot, somebody's rolling down in there to the hoop.
Kevin McHale now with 20.
I think Dennis, that's the third one of the ball game.
Yeah. Chiefs going to slow it down. No hurry here. 3:18 left to play. Boston by 14, and they got the ball. Bridgman's going to check back in. They need a couple of three-pointers here if they're going to make any kind of run. McHale lays it in underneath.
He's having a field day on Michael Cage.
And the Celtics have just blown him away down the stretch. Cage outside follows his own shot, rejected by Parrish. Ainge, great steal into DJ. Up ahead on the break, little too far.
It was there, but a little too tall for Kevin McHale.
Timeout has been called with 2:49 to play. The Celtic lead has ballooned to 16. Take a look.
Here's a super block by Robert Parrish, and look at that hustle play by Danny Ainge. Long pass to Kevin. Oh, Kevin with that gimpy ankle just didn't quite get up high enough. I think he could have rolled it to him and he would have scored. That was a potential demoralizing 2 points. I don't think any of the Clippers would have even gotten past half court.
Any debate as to our player of the game, I think, has been solved pretty much here in the fourth quarter with the play of Dennis Johnson.
Yep, that great steal that set up a super fast break situation. Got to be my play of the game.
A good part of this crowd of 15,000 now is starting to make their way out into the bright lights of LA.
It happens to be raining a little bit, Michael.
Yeah, yeah.
Come to California to get the sun, get the warm. What do you get?
Celtics were talking a lot about that in the bus on the way over. They had rain in Phoenix, rain when they got here to Los Angeles today, and from what I understand, the forecast is we're going to fly into rain in San Antonio, too.
Well, that's all right. There are bright skies inside the arena here for the Boston Celtics, however, and was also in Phoenix last night.
Well, this is a trip that a lot of people thought the Celtics really, I'm sure down in Philadelphia, thought the Celtics might have some real problems.
Yeah, they might stumble, but particularly with all those injuries. And guess who's here? He's not a Laker fan anymore? Jack Nicholson.
It's the Celtic fan.
No.
I wonder who the dude is with him all the time.
I don't know. But I'll tell you, Jack Nicholson is, in my opinion, a pretty nice guy. He has been in when I was coaching, when they were making One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest up in Portland. He was in our locker room. He was commiserating with then Celtic players, Dave Cowens, John Havlicek. He's a basketball fan.
All right, Clippers need offense and lots of it in a hurry. They go to Walton. He's triple teamed, almost loses it, and then jams it home.
Well, that's what I mean. That was a real smart play for a center. He waited for the double, faked the pass, made it evaporate, and then crunched it through the net.
LA trying to double at half court. Again, they get it to Bird, who immediately helps the Celtics break it. DJ back to Larry, into the Chief, picked off by Walton, but DJ's there. And Kevin McHale is really piling on the stats here at the end of the game. 24 now for Kevin. Derek Smith, quick shot. No. Parrish aboard. Well, this was a very competitive ball game, Tom, for 3.5 quarters.
Well, the Celtics did it with defense once again. Some good steals by Dennis Johnson.
McHale and Cage look like a statue there, don't they, the two of them? Back to Kevin, gets Cage in the air, lays it in.
This is, I think Michael Cage is going to look at this film tomorrow and say, now how do I stop that?
Bridgman's pull-up, no. Derek Smith, an offensive board, and a foul, I think, is going to go on Kevin McHale. Yeah.
Michael Cage still hasn't figured out what to do with Kevin McHale. That's why. I mean, a player of Kevin's ability coming off the bench, and here's a starter that the Clippers have that perhaps may turn into a fine player, having all kinds of difficulty guarding a Kevin McHale.
Kevin sits down with 26 points, leading scorer in the ball game. Rick Carlisle and Greg Kite have both checked in for the Celtics. Derek Smith travels. And Derek Smith is turning around and walking up the floor like he wants to find Mel Whitworth.
And Jay Murphy, old number 46, has just been ushered into the game.
And this is serious time here for Jay. Jay has only played a total of 41 minutes all year. 41 minutes in about 30 games. Rick Carlisle's got Nixon on him.
Oh, get it down at the Kite.
They do. He spins on Murph. No. Rebound to Derek Smith. Norm Nixon takes it the whole way himself, and the rebound is to Wedman, tied up by Nixon, and Nixon commits the foul. That's been that kind of night, Norm. Here comes Carlos Clark into the game for the Celtics. And Larry Bird is going to sit down. Larry with just 13 points, which may surprise some people when they look in the paper tomorrow morning, but you're going to see 10 or 11 rebounds up with that name, too.
Well, that's pretty heartening when Larry doesn't have to do all that shooting for this ball club to win.
Well, he did it all last night, that's for sure. Celtics with a day off tomorrow. They'll have to travel, but at least they don't have to play tomorrow night. And then again, we will be with you Saturday night at 8:30 from San Antonio. Dennis Johnson checks out and gets a nice hand from those left here. Quinn Buckner in. 118-100, an 18-point win. Gordon up ahead to Derek Smith. A Louisville connection.
Oh, Craig faked out Mel Whitworth. Watch this. He really doesn't go after it, and he lets him drift by, and really wasn't any contact. This old Mel doesn't have to catch a plane.
No, I guess he doesn't. Well, neither do we, thankfully. Derek unable to complete the three-point play. Let's see who the Celtics can work into the offense here with a couple of free trips at the end of the ball game. Comes to Wedman. They go low to Kite. Goes around Murphy. The foul will be on Murphy.
Well, one more step, Craig, and you would have been able to scoop it up underneath. But the way he shot the ball, it was impossible for that ball to go in.
So Greg Kite will be at the line. You can see from that shot we just had a moment ago that a lot of the seats are empty now here at the sports arena. You can see behind him.
Well, you know you got a long way to go in L.A. to get home.
He was strong with that first one. And the second one won't go. Cage the rebound. Lancaster, Gordon, now Now Bridgman. Bullet pass down low, and a pushing foul is going to be called on Carlos Clark.
A very, very strong win here for Boston. And the Clippers gave it their best effort.
So the Celtics will go to 25-5 on the season. They will maintain their edge over the Philadelphia 76ers. Improve their what already is best road record in the NBA. Loose ball. Kite's got it to Buckner in the final 25 seconds of the ball game. Rick Carlisle. Put it up there, Rick. Quinn's trying to get somebody into the offense who's not usually in it. Now Wedman has to let it go in and out. Carlisle, nice job as he just tipped it back out to Buckner. 7 seconds left. Into Kite. And a call travel on Greg Kite.
That's called anxious. He dribbled the ball twice.
Yeah, well.
Draws a little laughter from his teammates.
Jay Murphy outside. Get in there. Oh, well. That'll do it here in Los Angeles. 118-103 final score. Celtics by 15. We'll be back to wrap it up in a minute.
And the play was that steal by DJ, right?
Dennis Johnson.
What?
The Ainge play? What
play was that?
Don't you have any of the DJ steals? Any one of the three?
I even said it on the air. That ought to be the play of the game. Right when he did it, DJ steal. He made a. I'm listening back there. We're even tipping him off on the air. Yeah.
You got it.
Right.
You got it. Okay. Okay. All right. Getty player of the game is Parrish, right?
DJ. You're not happy no more?
I don't hear any smile in your voice, Don. We're trying to just lift you up back there, buddy. And we are back for a final time tonight in Los Angeles. 118-103, the final score. Good win.
Well, once they got their heads on track from Phoenix and they got into the sports arena, they really put their game together. And what was heartening about this victory is that Larry Bird did not have to really, as he's done so many times in the past, carry the team on his shoulders scoring-wise. There was plenty of help in various departments. The other thing I noticed tonight was the fact that Quinn Buckner coming off the bench must have read some of those press clippings, and he got pretty offensive-minded, but he played some exceptional defense. In fact, it was that group in the second quarter, to my way of thinking, that turned the game around, coming in off the bench, creating that aggressive attitude that really the rest of the guys
seem to pick up on.
And carry through with.
As we do on every one of our Celtic broadcasts, we have a Nissan Major Motion play of the game. And tonight you can pick really any one of the three steals that were made by Dennis Johnson that pretty much turned it around.
Well, Dennis Johnson made three terrific steals, one in particular where he just knocked it away, and the Celtics ended up with a 3-on-1 fast break. And that was like the emotional coup de grace, you know, the sword in the heart of the Clippers.
Okay, and while we're talking about DJ, we also would like to congratulate him because he will be our Getty player of the game for tonight, too. Just an outstanding effort by Dennis, 25 points. And again, those 3 steals really turned it around. So for performing miles ahead of himself in tonight's game, we're pleased to present Dennis Johnson with Getty gift certificates. Take your cap off to Getty, and tonight you can take your cap off to Dennis Johnson. So the Celtics come out of here with a big win, 118-103. May not have been as easy as that final score may look in the morning papers. 3.5 quarters, the Clippers gave their fans something to cheer about here.
Well, I think Jimmy Lynam might have made a mistake. Donaldson is really a force on the inside. He can score, but he does give up some things at defense. But they had relatively no inside game when it got down to crunch time. And you saw what the Celtics did. They got the ball at Kevin McHale, a matchup they felt they could capitalize on. Everybody in the NBA has trouble with Donaldson down low, and yet he was not a significant factor. They just didn't get him the ball, and he didn't even play.
Yeah, they didn't get him in. That was